Welcome back folks, my name is LastKnownMeal and today we're going to talk about the new Witcher 3 hotfix update which was released yesterday on PC, which includes GOG and Steam. Also, people who purchased the game on Origin platform for some reason have finally received an update. Now yesterday when CDPR came out with a hotfix, they said this on Twitter. We've just released a hotfix for The Witcher 3 on PC which should improve the overall stability and performance and fix GOG and Steam overlays. The game version won't change, our teams are working on furthermore improving the experience on all platforms. Personally, I'm not a fan of not changing a version when the update comes out, but luckily there is a hotfix next to the version of the game so it can be identified as updated. And as far as people have reported, and I saw myself, overlays themselves work now, which is nice. When it comes to frame rate and performance, which was one of the major things this hotfix is supposed to fix, generally replies were that frame rate with ray tracing has either seen improvement with a few frames, and some said it didn't do anything yet, so everything stayed the same for them. For performance without ray tracing, it does seem that was improved, so people right now are reporting that this version of the game without ray tracing, when you play it, actually does play well and frame rate is holding out and the overall stability has been improved. But again, when the ray tracing is on, that's where the biggest hit usually comes with frame rate. For example, performance wise, if you let's say had 55 to 60 frames, maybe less, maybe more, now you might see an improvement of 5, 10 or even 15 frames for some people. Maybe less depending on the location on the map and where you are with your character. The biggest problem with this, game and this whole update is that even same systems or systems which have a slight variation maybe in RAM or something like that can run differently for people. Like on release, my 3070 Ti and Ryzen 7 5800X was running this game normally, but then again people with 3080s were getting worse performance, which is weird because people with 3080s should be getting more frames. It's a stronger GPU. And of course, there are people on the other side who wrote under my tweet and comments saying that for them the game runs normally. I mean, it's not running amazingly, but for them, there is no stutter and frames are holding out well. When it comes to stability, some crashes were reported still, so generally across the board it's not completely stable, but it's better in some cases. But anyway, if you haven't updated your GPU drivers, just to be sure, if you haven't, please do it, because sometimes that can be one of the triggers for that. Now for me this update is no joy. First off, keep in mind that I didn't have most problems that people had, but after the hotfix I actually lost 10 to 15 frames performance in some areas with ray tracing and Ultra Plus. Without ray tracing, I mean, frame rate was the same like it was prior to this update, but for some reason, ray tracing, I took a hit on it. Again, there are some areas which I kinda saw definitely a hit in performance, especially Novigrad, where as I said I had 20 to 30 frames. Now I'm not even able to hit 30 in some instances, but outside of cities, in the outskirts and villages, my frame rate can now drop 5 to 10 frames, so generally for me it seems it's the same and worse in some areas. So again, I'll just wait for another update, but overall I can still kinda play normally with ray tracing itself and it's not going to be that big of an issue. But do I see a different performance? Worse? Definitely yes. But of course, as you're seeing in this gameplay which I'm running, which is running with the hotfix, a lot of areas are still okay, so it's playable even if I crank everything up to max. So the general consensus right now is works a little better for some, but it doesn't fix all of the issues yet, which is expected. I mean, there will have to be most likely 3 more hotfixes to really make it work. My uneducated guess would be that ray tracing optimization or implementation, there is something wrong with it, but what do I know? Someone will explain it a lot better. And for the end, considering CPU and GPU utilization, people report that when it comes to that, CPU generally, not all core usage is distributed correctly, so you will see like a few cores, they're gonna be running the most of the game itself, while like let's say 5 or 6 or 4 other cores are not going to really be utilized to its fullest potential, so obviously frame rate is going to take a hit. So if that is fixed, I do believe some of these problems would be solved. And also after the update, my photo mode broke completely. I don't know what is going on with this, but I'll fix it. I mean, there's a fix on CDPR forums, but it's just funny that it was working nicely, but then hotfix comes out and I just see this when I enter the photo mode. But without dragging this on for too long, thank you for watching. This is everything for today. Tell me down below in the comments, is your performance better? Is it worse? Let me know. Also, if you enjoyed the video, like and subscribe for more, and visit us on Twitter and Discord for faster updates. Huge thanks to my current Patreon supporters, and if you wanted to support the channel in an extra way, you can do it through Patreon on YouTube. This is LKM signing out, and stay classy everyone. Bye bye.